in comedy preying on like these little kids that are like, I want to be a stand-up comic. Maybe.
Yeah, but wait a minute, man. You were one of those at one point in time, and I was one of those at one point in time. When I was 21 years old, you could have easily talked me into doing some fucking comedy course.
Right.
I would have saved up my money.
I took an acting course. I was completely ripped off when I was 18.
I had a bad acting teacher.
That was an earn while you learn program. They're going to get you gigs while you paid them to go weekly. But we'll get you work and get you out to casting agents.
They do that with models too, right?
I was a classic. Took the train to L.A. as soon as I was 18 with $400 in my pocket. I get off the train at Union Station, and I'm going to be an actor. And it didn't work out.
When I was in Boston, every girl had a modeling photo. Remember when girls used to go to modeling?
Yeah, Casablanca.
Agencies? Yeah, and they would take a photo with the girl standing like this, and like her hair blowing in the wind, and
we'll
weird
send that
poses.
out to people.
Yeah, they would spend all this money. It was basically a huge scam where they would just get these girls to spend a fuckload of money on getting their photos taken, and then they get their photos taken with this guy's logo at the bottom of it, and they would send it out, and nothing would ever happen. But it was like these girls like, yeah, I've been doing some modeling. Yeah, I recently got some new shots. Did some modeling. Every fucking girl I dated was a model. It's crazy bitches. You weren't even that good
You're
looking.
going to tell your friends.
You're going to tell your friends.
I can't even
the same
do
girl
a
early in the
Massachusetts
night.
accent
She
anymore.
was drunk, and I was just trying to avoid her. And she goes to me, "You think you're all Fear Factor?" She got in my face with this fucking thing and the fingers moving. You think you're all Fear Factor? Like, those girls get sloppy drunk every weekend. Those are veterans. They know what the fuck they're doing.
It's fucking just milky, just awful, bleached skin and fat, unshaved pussies, wiry
Cigarette
ass hair.
breath and fucking dirty assholes. Stinky
Blue
feet.
vein titties.
Black fucking sheer socks that make your feet sweat and they smell like shit.
Tube top and belly hair.
You think you're all Fear Factor?
Blue eyeshadow.
Throwing up in the toilet. Don't leave. I think I ate something. Don't leave.
Dunkin' Donuts.
You fucking asshole. I was throwing up and you left.
My God. Can you imagine having if I ran into half the chicks I boned as a teenager now, because they were pigs then. And to see them now at our age.
I went and found my original high school girlfriend on Facebook, and I opened up her thing and said, send her a message, and I went like that with my fingers, and I hovered over the keyboard, and I wanted to apologize. I wanted to apologize for being me. I wanted to apologize for being 14. I wanted to apologize for the whole fucking thing. I mean, here, but, you know, this is the first one. This is the first one. And I looked at it, and I'm like, okay, fucking shut this thing off. I just fucking closed the window. I'm like, what are we going to do? I'm 43 years old. I'm going to apologize for being a douchebag when I was 16. You're a cunt too, stupid. It wasn't all me. You got fucking fat. Fuck you. And when you moved to fucking Western Massachusetts, I went there once. I drove an hour and a half. You didn't even fuck me because you were mad at me.
I just had that. Joe, did I tell you what happened to me?
This in your fucking act.
No, I'm not.
Doug, I had
write it down. Somebody in an email.
I had this ex chat me on Facebook and was like, "Hey, I have something very important to tell you." Like, and I'm like, "What is it?" And they're like, "No, I need to talk to you in person. I can't do this over chat." And this is from like 12 years ago or something like that. And so I'm like thinking, all right, it's one of three things. Either I have a child, or I have AIDS, or she found Jesus. It's like one of the three things, right? So I'm going to her I'm going to her Facebook, and I'm like, all right, these kids look kind of retarded. It might be mine. I don't know. They kind of look. That kid looks a little Asian, or whatever. So she calls me up, and she goes, "Hey, I just want you to know something. That remember that abortion you paid for?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes, "I just need money for heroin. I started doing heroin after we broke up, and I really need money. So I said this whole thing that I was pregnant, and
I thought she said you told me she said she was pregnant with another guy, and it wasn't actually you.
She said she was pregnant with her new heroin friend guy, but they spent so much money on heroin they needed money, and I gave her like $500. It wasn't like regular like
Did you ask for the money back?
No.
With interest?
Was that a high dollar?
How about
abortion money?
$750 and suck my
That's
dick?
what I did. I should do like interest.
Yeah, you should at
interest.
least get an extra $250 in a blowjob.
And it was crazy
What,
because
she
I
was
sold
doing
my
heroin.
Hey, and she's
Maybe
that-
just beat off on her tits.
rotten.
That's why I
yellow
sold my
teeth,
comic books. I forgot.
black holes and shooting loads on those
Joe,
black
that's
holes.
why I sold my comic books. I forgot. I sold my whole comic book collection to pay for this abortion.
Okay, well now she's a fucking cunt. She just ruined your Iron Man collection.
I know, Spider-Man.
What was your favorite comic book?
I don't
when you were
think
a kid?
anyone
Amazing
has that
Spider-Man.
story.
Yeah,
I sold my comic books to pay for an abortion.
yeah, that's your story.
And it
dude.
wasn't even an abortion. It was for heroin.
Anyone who's dealing with anyone who needs an abortion or heroin should not have comic books.
Doug, check this.
You should have a minimal fucking survival kit like Les Stroud around your house. You just need shit to keep your water clean and a knife to fend them off.
Check this out. I was in Playa del Rey.
I didn't fucking trade my baseball cards to get my fucking girlfriend a new liver.